except one, Garni. Otherwise, he destroyed all the temples. And he hung most of those priests. And today, a lot of historians and non-believers, ex-communists per se, they look at that as evil work, saying that how can he do that? But you see, the Lord is telling them here that what you did was wrong. Here, the Lord is rebuking this city, okay? The Pergamos is telling Pergamos that what you did was wrong because you took those existing temples, worship temples, of idol gods, fake gods, not real, made out of stone or imagination or wood or bronze or gold, whatever you want to call it, doesn't matter. And you took their priests and converted them to make them to be Christian priests. Now, what was wrong with that? Well, let's start with this. First of all, the building itself, those dajars or those temples, were a lot of sacrifice was being done. Ungodly things were being done. Sexual immorality was being done. They had a sexual prostitution for their gods in those temples as part of their ritual. They had prostitutes working for their gods. And people get there, and worshiped supposedly and did other things. So a lot of sexual immorality is always what starts how people will go bad. And the Lord is giving an example all the way back in history. He's saying, see what happened to old Israelites when they gave up their belief. They gave into the sexual immorality, and they gave into the drinking and the partying, and they gave into, started worshiping false gods, saying everything is fine and okay, no big deal. And today we're doing the same thing in this age and day. Everything's okay, it's acceptable. Sex is open on TV and everywhere you turn, it's normal. Gay marriages or relationships, more people are in bed on TV that they're not married than there's married. That you watch anything and everything, and no one's in bed together as a married couple. In just the last 40 years, the change completely what we are seeing that's happening back then. See, the Lord is writing him a letter for them back there, but it's applying to us today here. You see, 2,000 years later, he's telling us the same thing. Hello, people, he's saying, wake up. What are you doing? You're compromising yourselves. You are worshiping other things. You are mixing yourself. You are making the bad choices in your marriages. You are connecting with the wrong people. You see, there's the godly people and ungodly people. You put them together, it's clashes. It doesn't work because one is going to pull the other way or the other one. And usually, you see, that prophet who gave him the advice, he was smart. He said, take the women. They can make anything happen to those men. Those men are weak. Give them a little bit of women and free whatever and have them some drinks. They'll do whatever. And they did. And they fell. They went from being a godly man to totally worldly men, ungodly men. So this is what's happening here now, and that's what the Lord is giving them that example. He's saying, this is what you did. You took and you mixed it. And then, including the priests, which used to practice idol worship, convert them to Christianity and make them high priests called Pontifex Maximus. Pontifex Maximus, they put these high priests, and which is from Babylonian religion. This Pontifex Maximus comes from a Babylonian religion, and even to existing holidays today, it continues on these Babylonians. So you see, the Lord has a problem with Babylon from day one, and the Babylonian religion, which is coming back again now, that one world religion, and how it's going to bring it together, and how it's going to manifest itself in us now, which he did back then. Even when King Saul, after King David, his son, he fell into the same trap because He was so worldly, he was so smart because the God gave him so much wisdom. He was so famous, he married so many wives, he loved a lot of women, and he had so many concubines, but he wanted to please them all, so he compromised. When he compromised, everything got destroyed. His life got destroyed. His whole kingdom went from being the most glorious, the largest kingdom in the world, into destruction because he let other false worship enter his camp. So see, the same thing. So we had the Pontifex Maximus from Babylonian religion. Now, and Saturnalia. Saturnalia is a holiday that was celebrated December 22nd to 25th. Do we know what other holidays today we celebrate around that time?
Christmas.
Thank you. So Saturnalia was, which is now is Christmas, the resurrection of Tammuz. The celebration of the resurrection of Tammuz, which we heard earlier, it's called Saturnalia. It's between December, it's always celebrated in that time, December 22nd, 25th. Now you see, these priests that we're speaking about, they were involved in this act. So now they were taking these priests who already practiced this and change them to Christian priests and tell them, okay, but then they're saying, okay, but see what the priests are saying, well, our people are used to these holidays. What are we going to do about it? Oh, well, let's change the name. Let's change the name. You see where the compromise is falling in? Let's change the name. Oh, let's compromise. It's okay. It's no big deal. What is it going to harm? So what it was the holiday of Tammuz. Now it's going to be a holiday of Jesus Christ. Do you see the problem here? Do we see what's going on? The problem here is that we are saying okay to whatever it's walking in. We cannot just do that. Whatever it's happening, we cannot just accept it. We have to love them all. We can accept them as love them, but we have to correct them in time. We have to show them what the true sense is. These people were not doing that. These people were compromising. Another thing, Ishtar, another holiday, Ishtar, holiday in spring. What happens in spring? What do we celebrate in spring, brothers and sisters? Easter. Thank you very much. Ishtar is a holiday in spring honoring Semiramis by coloring eggs and lighting candles and so on and so forth. So as we see, all these holidays that we celebrate today, and they color egg because of Ishtar carrying her child in her womb. They were giving her the motherly, the holy motherly respect per se. So that was a holiday for her. And we go on and we go on. So all these holidays that we are even participating in today are the roots of it Babylonian. The roots of it is Babylonian.